Leaders, innovators, and citizens converge to redefine Nigeria's global image. Nigeria's reputation is not merely perception, it is power. It determines how the world perceives Nigerians, how investors trust our markets, and our creativity in rebuilding Nigeria's reputation. Join us on Nigeria Today as we explore the power of youth, technology, and creativity in shaping Nigeria's reputation. Thanks for joining us on the program. I am your carrier, Clinton. Joining me in the studio for this conversation is our owner, Mujima Kunjuola. She is the chairman of Summit Planning Committee. It's a pleasure to have you on Nigeria Today.
Thank you, Ikeria. Thank you for having me.
You know how I'm excited to say our own.
Yeah, that's reputation.
So, let's talk about this, the very first reputation summit we're having in Nigeria. Tell us, why are we talking about reputation?
It has become an imperative for development when you speak to reputation. Reputation in all its ramification, and that's what your beautiful background has spoke to. You got the whole gamut of why it's important for us to narrow and speak to reputation. Why reputation? I made a lot of notes here because I want to be quoted so rightly, because we are talking about reputation. And here is Nigeria today stands at a defining moment. Reforms here and there, things are changing, perceptions, not quite steady. People see us from different kinds of, most of the times, well, negative lenses but we are rich in talent. We are bold in creativity. We are strategic in opportunity. And we have the population that can turn things around and are working. But because perception about us, which brings about reputation, is such that limits how far we can go, limits how far the interaction in terms of development, in terms of believability, in terms of integrity goes. But a lot of things are being done, collectively and individually, to ensure that the true essence, the true sense, the true Nigerians of who we are, our reputation as a people, as a family, as the largest black race in the world, it's transmitted for people to shift, particularly those who have those negative perception about who we are as a people. And so that's why for us at the Nigerian NRMG, Nigeria Reputation Management Group, finds it so important to call for this summit so that we can have a holistic discussion going forward, so we can ourselves look at ourselves. What is it that we're not doing right that we need to do right? What is it that we're doing right that we need to promote? Because nobody would promote for you. It's you who would promote what you're doing. And so that's where we're going, Eukaria. And it's so important.
Now, listening to you talk about us, you said something. You said we are creative, we are talented people. And I can't help but ask, how did we get to this point where people see us from the negative, aspect of us, or probably they perceive us in a negative way?
I think a lot had happened and still happening that we need to curb and contain, and we have to be deliberate about that, because nobody's going to build Nigeria for us, and it's a total commitment both from the leadership and of course the followership. Well, it's very easy to heap the blame on government. Oh, government has not done this, that's why this is done. But what about you? Have you asked yourself, what is it that I'm bringing as value to the table that will change the reputation of Nigeria? If, for example, you travel out, you see our people, they fall in line. They respect law and order. But you come back home, and the reverse is what you see. A foreigner visiting Nigeria and, you know, got accustomed with what is happening on our, let's say, on our highway, for example. He's frightened, doesn't want to come in. Say, no, somebody driving opposite direction and coming straight at you. And all kinds of things that you see that, you know, it's not about government now. It is about us. Then we'll look at government. The things that should be done properly, we have reversed and, you know, done them in the negative. So people say, oh, the Nigeria has happened on me, or it is the Nigerian thing. The Nigerian thing that does not bring value to the table. The Nigerian thing that does not help growth. The Nigerian thing that is stalling development is not Nigerian. That's not, I mean, well, I came after, I mean, I've had about several decades living as a Nigerian. We used to be so proud. We didn't need to get some of, you know, Nigeria was the heaven. People like to come to Nigeria.
But you know, again, when you hear people, I know people attribute maybe the negative when they say the Nigerian thing, Nigeria happened to me. But you know, when something, some positive things happen to, we also say, okay,
Nigeria
that's the Nigerian spirit.
Yeah,
that's the Nigerian spirit.
Yes.
Do you understand? Like during the football match, you know, when they were playing,
that's a
you know, against,
moment.
do you know,
Yeah.
they said, oh, that's the Nigerian thing. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. You know, that's the Nigerian spirit.
Yeah, the spirit.
We also have a kind of positive aspect to us. I wonder why that part is not being projected.
Because we don't promote it. And even we, as media practitioners, have our own side of the blame too. We accentuate the negative side. Up until now, we are not deliberate about, we're not patriotic enough to speak, I mean, to promote the goodness in us. The true Nigerian is the hard-working men and women who are content with what they have. Yes, we have people who are greedy, we have people that are corrupt, but it's not a blanket thing. But we have promoted it in such a way that the first thing anybody is, oh, corrupt Nigeria. Yet they come in. So look, if we do a random survey, diplomats who work in Nigeria are happy to work in Nigeria. Because it is only, look, a lot of things, a lot of values. I've traveled out of this country and people have asked me, how have you been able to manage home and work, even as a woman? And I said, we have this good thing that we call extended family. And people were ready to learn from me how it works. There are several positive things that, you know, we can teach the world how to do. Look, up until now, crime was limited to some, you know, very silly things. But today, life in total has become a major concern. Crime, unheard of. Why don't we pursue those great things that makes us Nigerians, that differentiates us from others? Because it's only in Nigeria, and I can say this boldly, that you can walk up to any home and ask for food, even when you're not invited. And the mother of the house, or even the father of the house, say, oh, this poor child has come, let's feed this child. The values, the humanity in us that differentiates us from every other person is the one that we are killing. So perception is, don't go to a Nigerian person, or if you go to that person, you probably won't get the service you want. The best of doctors around the world are Nigerians. Look, in every sphere of human endeavor, we have shown the world that we have the capacity to do that. But the perception of a few of us, which, you know, has made things so bad for the nation. But that's not it. We must accentuate, I keep saying, we must accentuate the positive, and there's a huge positivity about being a Nigerian.
It's so unfortunate that a handful of persons are the ones doing these things, and they're taking over, like, you know, the reputation is like overshadowing the good things we have in our country. Like
Because
you,
we're
like
not
you
telling,
rightly said,
yes.
like you rightly said, we are accommodating people, we are loving people,
Yes.
and
But we don't tell our own stories, and nobody will tell our stories.
So how do we tell these stories?
That's
for
like what we're doing now, and much more than that, bigger than that. You know, we don't tell our stories. We allow other people to you know, we're not shying away from the fact that you know, things are not where they should be. But we're not sitting on the edge. You know, people are trying across. I mean, you see young entrepreneurs who are doing stuff, and we would rather shout that one young person who, you know, who has misbehaved. Would rather, you know, speak to the old man or the. I'm not saying we shouldn't talk to that, but what I'm saying is we have a lot of positivity around us. We have so much growth. We have development. We have things that are happen uncommonly, you know, in Nigeria. That look. In spite of it all those who jackpots are what they want to jackpot now. It's all yes. So this perception of everything, Nigeria is bad. No. If we continue to be negative, if we continue to abuse who we are as a person, nobody's going to tell it. Nobody's going to say the story. We need to say it ourselves.
So let's talk about this summit. What are we expecting from the summit?
Okay.
What is going to happen there?
This summit, just a little background. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, through the wisdom of the new administration, thought it's important for us to start talking to ourselves, to start reshaping, to start a conversation around reputation. And so the Nigeria Reputation Management Group was put in place. And every October the 15th, we from last year, we would mark the day, commemorate the day as the Nigeria Reputation Day, so that we'll keep talking about reputation. So this summit is the first one, and we don't think it's a one-off. It shouldn't be a one-off. It should be something about every day. The cameraman should be the best, should aspire to be the best cameraman. The editor should aspire to be the best editor. You carry it.
The presenter,
yeah. So it's not just an event. We want to fashion it as a process, a continuum process where people will be able to say, look, if for example you're driving and somebody drops like a banana peel on the road, you should be able to say, no, you don't do that. You look for you look for a bin or someplace, a trash can to put it in. So for us, it's a platform, and more than anything else, we see it as a national assignment. And when it's a national assignment, it means that it's for every one of us. Reputation is a must. We must think about reputation, because reputation is just a two-way thing. It's either you're seen as good or you're seen as bad in whatever you're doing.
No in between.
No in between. No in between. So we now say that we want to shift the conversation, you know, from reaction to strategy, from fragmented voices to a shared national narrative. So people can, you know, and ask you, does this fall in line with the good reputation that the Nigerian Reputation Management Group is talking about? It becomes now a national discourse. It becomes now what you aspire to be, because very soon, leadership or leaders, aspiring leaders, will come under the lens and will look at you from, can this enhance the reputation of Nigeria? So he or she, is it fit? He or she, is she fit to rule Nigerians? So
in other words, before you come to contest, you have to look at yourself very well.
Very well.
Look again.
Because it's all about reputation.
Now, talk to us about, you know, let's talk more about reputation. How can reputation kind of help or support national development?
Okay, I'll just read this quickly now. I say that in today's world, reputation is not abstract. It shapes investment decisions. It influences trust. It also defines competitiveness. I think this just says it all. if trust is missing, no, reputation is abused. If an investor is interested in coming to Nigeria and the reputation says, don't go near them, definitely that investor won't come. But if say, if you're going to Nigeria and you're going to get this done, listen, the things have changed. Now you can register your company. Now you don't need to bribe anybody to get your files going. Mm-hmm. That will encourage and enlarge the coast of investment in Nigeria. Then if there's no trust, there'll be problems.
So how do we build this trust?
The trust is when we start looking at reputation in its ramification as a case. One, it should be a case to study, to reshape our thinking, to reorientate us as human beings, and for us to, particularly the youths. And today is even a lot easier, because you have technology that we can use. Mm. So these are strategic areas that, one must work seriously at. And that's what the Nigerian Reputation Management Group is looking at. It's very holistic. It's not about PR. No. Mm. This is about the consciousness of Nigerians to know that reputation is an integral part of development, and it's everywhere. No, look, as a woman, and I have a son, and my son is in love with that daughter there, and you come to me and say, don't take your son to that family.
That's automatically the end of the marriage, right?
Well, you'll try to stop the courtship. Not even the marriage now. It won't go that far. So reputation is important. The Yorubas would say that for them, your name, your good name, transcends gold and silver. And this is what we should attain at as a country. Looking at there's no country, and I've been blessed to have seen several countries. Yes, they might have all the infrastructure in the world and all that, but there's no country like Nigeria. I love this country, and I'm very positive that the goodness of this country is, if we're not there yet, but it will come, and it is there, it's waiting for us. So we shouldn't allow bad reputation to kill what we have. What legacy are you leaving? Every time you go to a funeral service, the first thing they ask her is, what are you leaving for this country? What name are you leaving? What values are people going to say, Mr. A did this, or Madam B did this? And honestly, it's about us. Yes, government too must wake up to its responsibility in ensuring that those who lead us are those that will be, are those that we are proud of. There's a dearth of mentors, for example. Ask any young person. We did a random thing, and we just asked, who is your mentor? He said, mentor, I don't know. I'm like, you don't know? Or you don't have? So there's no...
Do they actually understand what it means to have a mentor?
Do you even understand having a mentor? But in the days when we were in school, your senior, your prefects, starting from the prefects, were people, listen, my teacher influenced my life of who I am today. And Deborah Ogazuma, we all know. For those of us who were interested in literature and history and all that, for us, that was the best of teachers. And I'm sure today she sits in her, she's always said, I'm proud of what you people have become. But what happened to that? What happened to the best doctors? What happened to the best nurses? What happened to the policing? It's, every strata of human development needs reputation to survive, to grow, even for profit. The woman who makes akara, everybody knows that her akara is the best because, one, the beans don't go sour. She doesn't use oil over and over. You go there, let's go to Mama somebody. her akara is the best, it's always fresh. That's reputation.
Now, talking about the good things we have our artists, you know, they recorded some, you know, good things, the likes of Rema, likes of Burna Boy, you know, they won awards and all of that. Davido and the rest of them, you know, they're actually making us proud out there. So how do we leverage these, will I say, these achievements to better our reputation?
Well, thank God. That's an interesting one. The creative industry has a lot to do. The creative industry must accentuate the best in us. And, you know, you don't know what feelings you have when you're traveling on any of these foreign countries, and especially at the shopping mall, and what you're hearing is Nigerian music. Oh, and for you to even introduce, are you in Nigeria? Oh, do you know Davido? Do you know this? Do you know that? And I'm like, oh, yeah. So the reputation has gone ahead of them. And that's what sells them. And it turns the economy around in such a way that, you know, I mean, they bring their proceeds back home and they invest in it. So the creative industry too has a lot to you know, a lot to say. Not just in terms of artists who sing or actors, the Nigerian fashion. Every woman in the world wants to wear a made in Nigerian fashion.
Yes, I know. One of my cousins out there in the US, she said anytime she wears one of these you know kinds of clothes, the white women there will say, please get me some. I like what you're putting on. I like that.
I mean, each time we travel, we find out that I don't come back with some of the things I go out with, except that I said, okay, if you're not as tall as I am, well, you have to find a way to wear it. But those are areas that, you know, I mean, the gains in this is not quantifiable. It's not just about Naira and Kobo. It's about the person. They say the Nigerian women are the most fashionable, they're the most beautiful women. It should also go that the Nigerian leaders are the best. It should also go that the Nigerian, you know, men or
women,
workers, whatever, in whatever way you find yourself that you need, please, remember that you're not just representing you. You are representing 200 plus million Nigerians, because your behavior, those of you who go at the airport and you decide to break the queue, you're noisy, you are unruly, remember that behavior is not just about you. It becomes an umbrella that, spread it around. That's what the Nigerian is. And that's not who we are.
So when is this summit taking place, actually?
In 24 hours.
Okay.
Yes. And we're excited to share with the rest of the world, and particularly viewers watching us. It's titled "Better Nigeria, Better Reputation." When we take care of our reputation as a people, when we take care of our reputation at work, at home, even with friends, at school, particularly for our young ones, and of course, even in the civil service, everywhere reputation matters. And so the theme is Better Nigeria, better reputation.
Yes. So how do we begin to kind of build it into our subconscious that we are ambassadors anywhere we find ourselves?
I love that word, ambassadors. Everywhere you go, you're an ambassador representing either an institution, a collective age group, some people even say your religion, your person, your family, most important. I think the family is important. We must start from the family. The orientation you give the family, you give children who you know, matters. And people will say, oh, that's from Eucharia's home. I want to be part of that family. We've thrown caution to the wind a lot of times about the way. So parenting is important. the whole gamut of life, it's important, whatever you're doing. I would just like to quote Professor Jerry Gardner says, if you're a leader, lead well. If you're a teacher, teach well. If you're a civil servant, be a good civil servant. You know, it cuts across. And if you're a journalist, be a good media representation.
Be a good media representation.
Right.
So now, you talked earlier about we not telling our stories well. What kind of strategies can we adapt to tell a better story that, you know, that'll make people see us in good light?
Like what we're doing. And I want to say that the media has a huge role to play going forward with this. The media must remember that first, I'm a Nigerian in whatever we're doing going forward. So it's important for us, you know, to be patriotic. And I want to say that everybody is a stakeholder. At every service you render, you must see that Nigerians are doing what they should do. And we are praying that the summit, which will be the first in terms of discussion and conversations around this level, would become everybody's responsibility.
Thank you very much, Mujima Kunjuola, Chairman, Summit Planning Committee, also one of us. We've not let you go anyway. You are still one of us. We are still part of us. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
And thank you for being a part of this. Remember, the program Nigeria Today airs every weekday at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. You can also check out this episode and others on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. Once again, thank you for being there. I'm your carrier, Clinton. Goodbye.